In the days when the Israelites were making their way to the Promised Land, their victories in battle spread fear among the surrounding nations. One such nation was Moab, ruled by King Balak. Seeing how the Israelites had defeated the Amorites, Balak feared that his own kingdom would soon fall. But rather than waging war against them, he sought a different approach, one of supernatural intervention. He believed that if Israel could be cursed, they would become weak and vulnerable. So he sent messengers to a well-known prophet, Balaam, offering him great rewards in exchange for cursing the Israelites. Balaam, though tempted by the offer, did not immediately accept. Instead, he sought the Lord's guidance. That night, God appeared to him and commanded him not to go with Balak's messengers, for Israel was a blessed people. When Balaam relayed this to the messengers, they returned to Balak with the disappointing news. But Balak was persistent. He sent more distinguished officials with greater promises of wealth and honor. Again, Balaam sought God, and this time, God permitted him to go, but with a stern warning that he should only speak what God commanded. As Balaam set out on his journey, riding his trusted donkey, something extraordinary happened. Unseen by Balaam, an angel of the Lord stood in the road with a drawn sword, blocking his path. His donkey, sensing the divine presence, veered off the road. Balaam, unaware of the angel, struck the donkey to get it back on course. But as they continued, the angel appeared again, causing the donkey to press Balaam's foot against a wall. In pain and frustration, Balaam struck the donkey once more. Finally, as they moved forward, the angel stood in a narrow path where there was no room to turn. The donkey, seeing no way to proceed, simply lay down beneath Balaam. Enraged, Balaam beat the animal furiously. Then, in a miraculous moment, God opened the donkey's mouth, and it spoke. "What have I done to you that you have struck me 3 times?" Startled and frustrated, Balaam replied, saying that the donkey had made a fool of him. Then God opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel standing before him with a drawn sword. The angel rebuked Balaam, saying that the donkey had saved his life by stopping when it did. Had the donkey not turned aside, Balaam would have been struck down. Trembling with fear, Balaam admitted his wrongdoing and offered to turn back. But the angel told him to continue, emphasizing once again that he must speak only what God commanded. When Balaam arrived in Moab, King Balak greeted him with anticipation. He took Balaam to a high place where he could see the Israelite camp, expecting him to curse them. But as Balaam opened his mouth to speak, instead of a curse, a blessing came forth. Balak, frustrated, took him to another location, hoping for a different outcome. Again, Balaam blessed Israel. This happened a 3rd time, and by then Balak was furious. "I brought you to curse my enemies, and you have only blessed them," he exclaimed. But Balaam, under the power of God, could not do otherwise. He declared that Israel was a nation set apart by God, destined for greatness. He spoke of God's faithfulness to his people, saying that no curse or sorcery could prevail against them. Then, in a final prophetic message, Balaam spoke of a coming ruler from Israel, a star that would rise out of Jacob, a prophecy later understood as pointing to the Messiah, Jesus Christ. Defeated and furious, Balak sent Balaam away. However, Balaam's story did not end there. Though he had obeyed God in not cursing Israel, his heart was still drawn toward the rewards of Balak. Later, he advised Moab on another way to weaken Israel, not through curses but through temptation. The Moabite women seduced Israelite men into idolatry, leading to a plague that cost many lives. Because of this, Balaam was later killed when Israel defeated Midian. The story of Balaam serves as a powerful lesson. It shows that no one can curse what God has blessed, that his plans will always prevail, and that he can use even the unexpected, such as a talking donkey, to fulfill his will. It also warns about the dangers of divided loyalty and greed. Balaam heard God's voice, saw his power, and even prophesied about the coming Messiah. Yet his desire for earthly rewards led him to destruction. The story reminds us to seek God's will wholeheartedly, to trust in his sovereignty, and to remain faithful, for his blessings cannot be undone.